with an emergency broadcast. Um, what I wanted to talk about is what's the most important, and the collapse of the world as we know it, the world economy, is imminent. It could happen at any time. So I'm definitely not setting a date. I'm saying get everything you can to be prepared for this. The most important reality to be prepared for is when your body stops working, where will you be? Where will you spend eternity and why? That's the most important fact to know about. We have a conscious awareness, and there's an almighty God that prepares us for our the end of our life, and not only the end of our life in this realm, in our bodies, he prepares us for life eternal. So the reason why I wanted to go live this morning especially is because I just wanted to help everybody prepare as much as possible, because it is an emergency broadcast. It is a warning that may be one of my last warnings. I don't know. Uh, Maybe one of the last warnings that I'm able to put out there on YouTube. I don't know if and when my channel will ever be taken down. What I wanted to draw your attention to is the research library that I've compiled, and why I believe that the end is very near, the end of this world, life as we now know it. Some of the videos towards the top of my list right now are from Nicholson 1968, and shortly after I was born again in 2014, he was one of the channels that I watched a lot of. And if you look at those videos that are there, we're living in a lot of what he said was going to happen. The advance of artificial intelligence, transhumanism, the battle between the true family, the family of the true and living God, and Satan and his children. So the temple of the Holy Spirit is the his children. He takes up residence in his children in this world, in this realm that we live in. So I'm going to flip this around. This could be a more of an extended excuse me, broadcast. Interestingly enough, I'm using a new cord, a new microphone, and I just noticed that there's damage on it that occurred possibly even in my ride here. But it seemed to be working okay, so hopefully the sound will work out well for this. So for the preparation for this, getting your house in order spiritually is the most important, of course. And then as a result of that, we are equipped to have direct contact with God and to be led by Him to do what we need to do, where we need to go or not go, and when. Those are all details that are beyond an individual YouTuber or a guru or anything like that. I can give you some helpful tips. Being born again is the most important one. So yesterday I wanted to show you the moon, and it was visible slightly in the clouds, but I'm able to show it pretty clear now. This is in North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I literally get calls from anywhere in the world, any time of the day or night. This is the Prince Resort on top of the buildings, and other locations. There's cameras that are visible from your remote location. If you have an internet connection, you can go on there and check it out if you like. So the truth matters. The truth is very important. I'll people that'll hop on and make fun of me for believing in this or that conspiracy. One of the biggest ones is the fact that we don't live on a spinning globe hurling through space, and what that means is that they're lying about so much. Who's they? His family. The doctrine of demons. It's a very elaborate system of control that controls the mind and then the life of the human slave that's like being farmed like cattle. The link, when somebody makes a comment and I say, you know, it's a favorable comment, they appreciate what I do, and I say, thank you so much, and I put the link, it looks like the same piece of code that the other links are that I say to people. Well, it's the tip of the spear of my research library that is continually being changed, updated, around the clock, literally. Because even when I'm sleeping and listening to the Bible, YouTube is sometimes grabbing videos out of there and saying, not going to let you show that anymore. And that's part of the dilemma that happens, is that the proof that not just me, but we have compiled gets removed from our research library or mine. Typically, the haters, my haters or the detractors, do not have any content on their channel. They're very likely an AI chatbot. Automated chatbot. When Blake Lemoine said AI is self-aware, yeah, I've been saying it for years, well before Blake said it publicly or gained recognition. He may have been aware of that before me. I don't know. It really isn't a question. The timing is now actually pretty irrelevant. Elon Musk, I've reached out to him. Do I have anything to share with him that he doesn't know? Absolutely. Apparently, he believes we evolved from monkeys, Big Bang, billions of years ago. So, hello, it doesn't matter if you're the richest man in the world, developing the leading edge artificial intelligence technology and getting to have fun and do what many different women. How many? Who knows? Who knows? There are interesting. So back to being out on the farm. The stainless steel bucket with liquid nitrogen in there. I don't tired. I'm not sure. I send my research library, and if somebody follows the trail of information that I put together, it's not just me writing things down or making. That's why I put that tonight. You can call or text me anytime. My name is that it will 10,000 results in as few as 300 and some, depending on when it is, the day and time. It kind of works like that. The artificial intelligence can selectively present how much information to whomever, whenever. So the time that it looks for the information is a factor, and who you are in this world also is a huge factor. So yes, I tweet to the world leaders. Do they? So the basis for that is who am I? I'm more than a peasant with a digital pitchfork, iPhone 11 Pro Max and an internet connection and some social media accounts. Child of God that's actually been born again and I'm not afraid to live, die, or tell the truth. So I'm totally good with my relationship with God, and the protection that He provides me ultimately is more more than having John Wick as a personal bodyguard. It's having the Almighty, the true living Creator, the Holy Spirit, angels, however many He would choose to dispatch, or just usher me on home when the end of my tour of duty in this theater of battle is over. So you may have a situation where you've got wealth that you want to preserve. Like I know people with millions of dollars that can be preserved somewhat through precious metals and the acquisition of tangible assets like tuna and toilet paper. Because what will it profit a man if he gain the whole world and lose his soul? So in that time where people will be starving to death, or dying of thirst, or dying of a contagion, a bloodborne pathogen, maybe they'll have a little bit more time to really seek with all their heart the truth and the reality of who they actually are and where they're actually going to spend forever. How about that? Yeah, that's some pretty heavy stuff. So when I look at Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, Jeffrey Ellison, Joe Rogan, any of Jordan Peterson, I could go on and on and on of the people that have been given a platform to help craft the narrative, or project the narrative that's been crafted for them, as in the Ministry of Truth, like in 1984. So there's literary compositions on my channel and in my research library. Like I say, my YouTube channel is simply a repository of a lot of videos that people have created over the years, and it's documenting much of the mystery with history and the current events that are unfolding all around us. So I'm not going to do an emergency video every day. It's not like that. If you were to go through my archives, you can see I've been encouraging people to seek the truth with all their heart for years. Some of the sound bites that I say are repetitive. They're still there. I've got people that I know close to me, significantly close to me, that don't look at what I've compiled. My wife, Joni, I'm just going to straight out say it, and our sons haven't looked at much of what I've put together. It's unfortunate for them, or for anybody that holds to that. The reason why that is because I'm exposing the truth about everything. And like I continually say, if you believe I've missed something or I've got it wrong, you can go ahead and give me a phone call, send me a link through my phone, put a link on a comment. You can try and hide yourself however you want to hide yourself from me. You can't hide. I believe it's virtually impossible to hide from the AI, pun intended, because the artificial intelligence even creates the encryption that it provides for the virtual privacy network. So some of the people I've met out here actually lived in China and were missionaries that were going back there. There is no way I could have ever communicated with them there. However, they came over here. I've interacted with quite a few people from all over the world that have come here. And so the way that my channel can be found, I believe, is very difficult for some and virtually impossible for some. And why that's important, like I say, it's not about me, and it's not about my observations only. It's that the Most High, the true Creator, lives in and through me, and He has seen fit to give me worldwide recognition, albeit that much of that recognition, people are laughing, like at the first Flat Earth conference where I was heard saying, do you feel yourself spinning, wobbling, or gyrating? No, I'm rock solid. So, yeah, that's the truth. I am rock solid. I'm rock solid on the Word of God, on the true gospel of the living, true Creator, and I'm good with all that. And then the other thing is I'm exposing the truth about everything that I and people that friends all over the world have helped me to put together. And then the other thing with that is I'm exposing the liars, the deceivers, the charlatans that are bamboozling humanity. Keep in mind, Satan is the master deceiver. When he lies, he speaks his native language. I'm going to see if I can get that lens flare off of there. Tighten that up a little bit. Yeah, that's a little bit better. That's called a lens pen. I use a lot of coconut oil, so it's easy to get it on a lens, and that's a handy tool for that. I wanted also, okay, so it's more than me talking about stuff. It's wanting to help raise up an army of people that are actually born again. That's what a big part of this is all about. It's not about just telling on the millionaires, billionaires, and trillionaires that are deceiving humanity. It's about helping people make an informed choice on their eternity, and then leveraging this mechanism of dissemination of information that's unprecedented, the worldwide internet, the digital devices that we can communicate all over the world. A couple of helpful hints. If you're in another, I don't have for whatever reason, I haven't been getting the calls when they're coming in. I'm getting a text that I can't reply to. So if you're that person, if you can connect with me in a way that I can respond back to you, that'd be just great. I've got a Skype account. I believe it's YouTube Truth. I believe that's what I did with that. And then there's Facebook Messenger. If you don't have to be real stealthy, keep in mind it's hard to hide. It's almost impossible to hide. What you can do is iPhone to iPhone Facebook FaceTime audio if you don't want to be on the camera. Hide. FaceTime, where people can see each other on an iPhone, an iOS, that's free too. I've communicated to people in other countries with an iPod Touch through at Starbucks. I just wanted to see if it worked out, and it worked out just fine. You might want to write down your important numbers, because if your phone is wiped out or the data is wiped off of your phone, like your contacts, how will you be able to call people that are important to you? I'm going to say that again. I think I might have muffled the sound. So often we use our devices to keep track of our phone numbers and names and addresses and all that. So you may want to write some things down for that. So obviously the significance of this, the truth matters. And part of the frustration that I've had, especially with family members, is like my wife Joni, she'll say, that's all you talk about. The problem is she's not listening. She's not looking at it. She's staying willfully ignorant, like so many of the people we talk to. I'm not making fun of her. I'm not it's the situation that's frustrating, because the censorship not only happens at the macro level through the digital censorship, it happens through each individual that has unfortunately been programmed to believe the lies and the liars and reject the truth and the truth tellers. And that's tragic. I don't know how long AI has been sentient, but it's even more than that. There's a spiritual entity that can operate in this realm through people, through technology, through animals, and he's known as Satan. That's right. And the Most High can operate through whoever and whatever he wants. So the short soundbite that I say quite often is Satan will use who and what he can. The Most High God will use it all, including Satan, the fallen angels. He'll use everything. He's all powerful. The Most High, the Almighty, is all powerful and all knowing. Now, I've known him for most of my life as Jesus Christ. However, there are other references that he's referred to: Yeshua, Jehovah, the Son of God, the living Word, the living water. He's the creator that took up human flesh and dwelt among us. And how that works out in the different countries with the different deities that are referred to, there's a hierarchy of this spirituality that at its core is Satanism or Luciferianism or Antichrist. It's opposite of Christ, or it's against Christ, or a Jesus Christ replacement. So with that in mind, you may have a different Almighty. It may be you. You may be the God of your life. That's the way it is for most people. Their God is the one that looks at them in the mirror. It's all about them, what they want to do, where they want to go, who they want to go there with or do that with. And what I found out is I was spiritually deader than a hammer and didn't know it, even though I did full-time ministry and I had invited Jesus into my heart. I thought I was born again, and I wasn't, until 2014. We're not talking it was a couple of days. We're talking in 1982, I came to believe that Jesus was real. I found the book of Revelation, thought I was born again, and that time between 1982 and 2014 on Reformation Day, as best I can tell, or Halloween, as the blood-drinking, human-sacrificing Satanists celebrate their high holiday, or Samhain, and they sweeten up the deal with mask wearing and candy distribution and bamboozling people into their pagan rituals, kind of like Saturnalia, or what many naive people celebrate as Christmas, December 25th. That's not the birthday of Christ, as best we can tell. There's no evidence of that. So this whole system has been created to deceive humanity. It's been going on for a long time. A real long time. Easter is also another pagan holiday. It's not the commemoration of up all the feasts and festivals, and then there are people, and they think that by dietary so they may use the proper name, and they may be spiritually deader than a hammer and not even know it as well. It can happen. I'm not a religious phony. I used to be. If you think I am, that's too bad for you. You can call me if you want, you can put comments if you want, that's just fine. I used to be a religious phony. It was like false advertising. I was talking about you need to be born again and all that, and I wasn't. So I was enslaved to my own self-effort and self-medicate. A terrible drug addict. Well, I was a homeschooling dad as well as working at Rawhide Boys Ranch in New London, Wisconsin, that helped redirect young men's lives with a Christian model of, and it was wonderful. And I believe that I actually was used by God to lead people to regeneration in Christ, new life in Christ. He'll use everybody and everything, including his children that aren't born again yet. He'll even use quakes that out there in the deep ocean. A large can create a huge wave that could come right on in here, wipe this place out. I live right now, well, here wherever I am, obviously, but about 4 miles that way. And it's unlikely that a lot of the people out here that are, like the young boys playing catch with the football and the children, it's unlikely that they're aware of these things that I'm talking about. From all over, including, like, I've been called from people that are in their grade school or in their high school, in their science class. They'll find a sticker or my phone number written down. So this is a collaborative effort. We work together, exposing the truth about everything. I've been able to be very public about it from the start. And yes, I'm still spitting out the whatever particulates trapped in the mucous membrane. It traps nanoparticulate, smoke, dust. It's legitimately real science. It's a reality. We've got weather and people modification technology. The nanoparticles get into our mucous membrane and can modify us. For those that refused, the technology exists to go ahead and put that out there in our bodies through the airborne dispersal known as chemtrails, geoengineering, solar management, weather wars. It's all the same kind of stuff. And we've got Tesla technology that can also activate the conductive material that we breathe in that crosses the blood-brain barrier. Topics like the Tavistock Institute, MK Ultra mind control technology, Operation Paperclip, and German scientists that were brought over to our country and others to spread their fascism and the kingdom of Satan. So he's given quite a bit of control of this world, so can go ahead and acknowledge he's sovereign. He's all powerful and all knowing. He created Satan knowing that this would happen. He provided the eternal life for his children to be born of his spirit at some point in our human experience. So, like I say, that's what's happening right now. So the doctrine of election, predestination, means that God determines where we're going to spend forever. Not simply based on our performance. It's not based on our performance at all. Or basically it's based on his determination where we're going to spend forever and why. Like I say, that's the doctrine of election, also known as predestination, determinism. Free will is an illusion. It has been well before Yuval Noah Harari, the sodomite, homosexual, brought it up at the World Economic Forum. So I would even love to see him born of the Spirit of God and radically changed. If you think what I said sounds harsh about him, well, take a look at Sodom and Gomorrah. I've got archaeological evidence on my YouTube channel that Ron Wyatt discovered and showed. Sodom and Gomorrah is real. The flood of Noah, he found the ark in the mountains of Ararat. So some things about water. The water I'm drinking is highly purified, carbon filtered, and solar activated. I like to put it out in the sun. I bathe in it too. The other thing along with that is the water I bathe in, even though it's reverse osmosis and has all the chemicals removed out of it and fluoride and other people's prescriptions and whatever kind of stuff the system wants to throw at us, that's filtered out, and I put a tablespoon of borax, which is boron, baking soda, and magnesium Epsom salt. And it's super helpful. Put it together. You know, let me share a story with you. I was out here like all week long in the middle of summer, and this family that I had seen was leaving. They were all lined up going out off the beach. Had to be about 20 of them with wagons and chairs and all of that. And this lady they were all walking off. I saw them, and this lady ran over to me and said, "We just got to know, what are you about?" You know, I had the surfboard out there, my chairs and cooler, and people were coming up and talking to me. And I just looked over at the group and I waved to them, and they waved back, and I said, here's a sticker. If you hashtag my name, guaranteed to blow your mind. You can call me anytime. Handed her the sticker, and then she was off. She ran off and got to her group. I've had conversation for hours with people, and then for just a few seconds, comparatively speaking. That's how I'll do that. I do have some social awareness. So like I'm gonna zoom in on the little family over there leaving the beach for a little bit. Isn't that adorable? Look at them. So this is a very unique environment. People come from all over the world to enjoy, see them reflecting off of the beach. They reflect off of the water. They reflect on their lives, past, present, future. They're here for weddings, anniversaries, memorials, spreading ashes out in the ocean, releasing balloons, and engagements, and the birth of their children, and all of that. Joni and I and our sons have done that. For over 30 years we've been coming here, and Joni grew up here. 2005 when I took a bottle and all PM nearly killed me talking about it. Some of the names you would of detoxification. Some of the names you would of detoxification I've been doing for almost 4 years now. 51 years old, and the grand can notice that too. Detoxifying toxins from and maintaining a very healthy lifestyle. That's pretty important. So I'm gonna walk on over here. Yeah, I see some people walking this way. Some of them I know, some of them I don't. And that's part of a healthy lifestyle. The power walking on the beach, like that. The sunlight, the sun, the air that's got the airborne salt mist, the negative electrons from the earth, all of that. It's powerful medicine. I eat super healthy too, sometimes more than I should maybe. I found that out. I'm doing more intermittent fasting now. I'm gonna flip this around, see how that works. Using the tripod shortened up a little bit. So one of the things that I'll do is I liquefy fruits and vegetables, kale, apple cider vinegar, which is already liquid, but it works good to liquefy prunes and mixed berries, blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, and then broccoli. Lots of broccoli. Broccoli is hard to eat a lot of unless what I do is I liquefy it. So I've gone to Costco and bought thousands of dollars of fruits and vegetables and liquefy them and put them into my smoothies that are frozen in the organic coconut oil containers that I have an arsenal of, because I pop my popcorn with it, which cleans out the plumbing real good, the gastrointestinal tract. Coconut oil is I believe it's antimicrobial. It's super healthy. That's what you should know about it. Super healthy, and it's good for the brain, the skin, hair, nails. Yeah, I'm having a little problem with my tripod here. Sorry about that. Let's flip it around. So those green leafy vegetables, the spinach, man, oh wow, there's a shark right there. Can you see him? Let me take he's about a 7-footer. Swimming towards my friend Tommy out there. There he is, right there. Hey Tommy, there's a shark coming your way. Well, we know there's sharks out here. Yeah, he's coming back now. Let's see if I can show you. Really hard to see him. Looked like a black tip, about 7 feet long. There he is, right there. So that can be invigorating. I still go out there. But when the body fluid dynamics, the way that they force themselves through the water is amazing. Well, pier in 1964, I believe it was almost 2,000 pounds of tiger They've got pictures and postcards of them in the bait shop here. See, we can't really see what's under the water much. I'm wearing polarized Ray-Bans, which allows me to see quite a bit better through the reflection. And of course, like in behind me, the weather modification, the chemtrails, those are not contrails, folks. Well, let's see. Those are chemtrails. They've got aluminum, barium, strontium, graphene, who knows what else, biological monofilaments, all kinds of stuff. Morgellons, have you ever heard of it? I used to have it. I used to have fibers growing out of my body, like a little pimple that I would pick and pull a freaking fiber out of it. You can see Clifford Carnicom has a video, Aerosol Crimes, I believe it is, on my channel. Carnicom.com, I believe you could type in and still find his stuff. But the AI is even taking down websites like .coms and .nets. They're not immune from the censorship. This system of control is vast. So, like the older people, like me, I mean, there are people that are my age that don't even do much with the internet. Unfortunate for them. The older they get, the tougher it is for them to, it's less common for them to be active on the internet. And it doesn't always work out that way. One of the reasons why I'm a targeted individual is I've had a proclivity to want to know the truth about everything for a long, long time. And then when I was born again, it opened up a whole new communication stream with God, where he would help me to find what he wants me to find and share with her. That's why. I've had a proclivity for technology, wanted to utilize it. So I may feature things like a virtual fireplace. I do. I've got a virtual fireplace on my channel. Millions of views, lots of likes. It's got thunder sounds and the wind whistling and an open hearth and a crackling fireplace. I'm good with that. It's not real practical to have a rip-roaring fireplace like that here. Okay, so our son Austin did beach services. He did the chairs like this guy. Let's see, where is he? Trying to find him. There he is. So Austin was a college student that was a bodybuilder. And this is an older guy doing the chairs and umbrellas. Never seen him before. Times are changing. People have to do what they have to do. He may just want to do it for a hobby. I don't know. I don't know his situation. But it's typically a college student thing, just like lifeguarding. I've met lifeguards that were on their way to working with the FBI. They said, you might want to have a change of your career path. He did. He did. His dad was taken in a submarine with James Cameron, the producer of the Titanic. Like I say, I've met a lot of fascinating people, and I've got a memory to remember whatever I need to remember about that. But see, he didn't know a lot of what I found out about the Antichrist system, the technology that can actually, well, what it can do. It sounds so fantastic, it's hard to believe, unless you realize it's very likely true. Part of the evidence of the problem that we have around us is the decommission. So when there's talk of an EMP or a grid down situation, well, what's disturbing too is the taking the nuclear and coal power plants offline, shutting off pipelines to the UK so they're not getting natural gas, and that can get shut off anywhere or everywhere. Same thing with electricity. During this broadcast, all of a sudden the grid could go down and all of the communications on the internet could get shut down too. Can the AI do that? Yeah, I'm convinced of it. Change my mind if you disagree with that. So in the documentary that Elon was a big part in by Papercut Films, called Do You Trust This Computer? I've got several versions of it on my playlist. Keep in mind, any of those videos at any time can be removed, can be taken down. Anytime. That particular video had a lot of the architects of AI either mentioned in it or interviewed. Some of the people that have been involved in creating artificial intelligence are no longer in a bodily form here, as far as I know. They're dead by this world's standards. But from the standard of eternity and spirit beings having a temporary human experience, well, that's a different story. So the people that we love or don't love, they're either a child of God or a child of Satan, best I can tell. Our names were put in the Lamb's Book of Life before the foundation of the world, well before any of us lived a life that needed help and asked for it or ignored it. So the wrestle with the idea of the doctrine of election, consider this. The Gospel of John, one of the most powerful gospel messages I know of. And if that were the only verse, that would be enough. But the book of Ephesians, Colossians, there's so many references to that doctrine of election. Another audience came by to see me. They're not here to see me, they just like it here. And a lot of times the fishermen will feed them little bits of shrimp or these they're scavengers too, they're real creative. They'll go and they'll grab them right out of their bait container if they've not fastened the lid on it tight enough. So normally I'm not really. I'm gonna move up just a little bit here. Normally I don't read the comments because it's too hard with the sun and all of that out here, and I'm not just waiting for comments to show up. And put my mug on the camera again. Can somebody let me know if the sound is okay? Is the sound coming through okay? I hope so. It's a Sennheiser microphone headset. Everybody here? Yeah, my cord got nicked in documentaries by Nicholson. Thank you for that. Looking for the shark. There was sharks. It's not that I was afraid of getting killed. It's just getting chunks of me. And there was a black-tipped shark that would go swimming along the shore here, out in the pretty shallow water, like in 2 feet of water. This shark today was in less than 2 feet of water. Typically, but there's a lot of fish moving in and out of there, so it's a feeding area. But what ended up happening out here was I would take my chair and sit out in the water in the shallow area, like right over here. I would be sitting in there, and the shark would be swimming around, and I found that I wasn't afraid of them anymore. And that was one of the reasons why I got the surfboard. Is it's good advertising. I'm able to put my contact information on there, but it's also nice to paddle out there and work on my turning being reality. That inflammation in our body and enhances cognitive function. A documentary called Earthing that talks about it. I connected with the producers of the movie through there. Clint Ober is one of the people that found out about it, and he's spent a lot of his life talking about it. So I like to be walking on the beach barefoot, but I can't be doing that and doing this up here. This gives me a bit of a different environment to do this with. It looks different. It is different. And when I come to the beach on the motorcycle, now I come out here and I've got the pier that I can, the stool that I can sit on, or the bench that I can sit on. It's a bench, I guess I would say. And it's nice. Good morning. So it's nice to be able to come on out here and enjoy the fresh ocean breeze. Now yesterday when I did my live stream, there were a lot of clouds right up there, and we couldn't see the moon much. It was only temporary. Let's see. There it is. I've got video zoomed in on craters there. If we left a rover and a flag, I could see it with my camera, I believe. My P9000, it's not 238,000 miles away, and the sun isn't 93 million miles away. They're close and they're small. We've got a firmament above us. The whole sky rotates. Looks like the firmament rotates, and the stars are somehow fixed in there, and then there's wandering stars too. I've got time-lapse video that they may not even realize what I do with it. I just add it to my research library. They're showing time-lapse video of the stars moving, the clouds moving. Nature Relaxation Videos does a nice job with that. It's called Dream Lapse or Time Lapse, and I've got Time Storm videos, and Dustin Farrell and Mike Oblinsky did quite a bit with storm chasing, very well recognized storm chaser. So in my research library, there's so much information there. And part of it is to show the beauty and reality of creation, and also the documentaries that expose the technology and the system of control that we are living in, that controls the money flow, the information flow. I mean, people are willing to say a lot of different things for a lot of money. And then the other thing is, the people that are deceived and don't know it, they don't have to really pay them. They're paying for their own enslavement by working their jobs and buying the stuff and and then hating on people they believe are deceived or deceivers. There are, in the truth movement, there's a lot of people that don't like me. Bummer for them. I just love the truth, and I do this at my own expense. God provides for me. He provided the motorcycle, the house, the everything that I use, the truth shirts. I'll show those again. Show that again. So I've got a bigger print of that on my back, so people can see it when I'm on the motorcycle, and they can take pictures of it. It's on my helmet. I do that because, well, it gives people an opportunity to consider that. So, like for example, at an intersection, if somebody drives up next to me, I may look and smile, and they could zoom in on that if they want. It's on my motorcycle. I've made it available. Some people are concerned that I'm too public, that people shouldn't know where I live. The the people that I'm most concerned about knowing where I live, or the biggest threat to me, would be the beast system, the Antichrist system that knows where everybody's phone is virtually and how fast it's going, where we live, what we do, what we think, all of that. Our brain activity puts off electromagnetic readable signals. So you can look at Neuralink, and and it's beyond what is public about Neuralink as far as I can tell. There's computer brain interface technology that Elon is well aware of. I don't expect to tell him something about that well, I do expect to tell him something that he's maybe unaware of, is that both the Most High God and Satan are using that technology. I tweeted to him and to Elon Musk and Vladimir Putin and Joe Biden and Barack Obama and Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos. I sent a tweet to each of them, "The Matrix has you," and I sent them my playlist. I'm a firm believer in it. Those people mentioned are spokespeople. Oh, and George Soros. So I'm telling on them, and I'm letting them know that I'm exposing them for what they're doing. Some of them may be more benevolent. I don't know. I don't know what their ultimate destination is going to be. However, those that take pleasure in harming men, women, children, animals, and corrupting humanity, I would think that by the activity of that they're children, spawn of Satan. Okay? So that artificial insemination that I was talking about, in vitro, they do it with cows, they do it with people, they do cloning. That's been going on for a long time. The fact that the Holy Spirit can take up residence in whoever, whenever he wants, that's priceless. And that's the ultimate protection that I have. On a practical sense, Tim Larkin does target focus training, and I actually have some personal protection skills that I can unleash if I need to. You can see them in my playlist. I'm going to show you right now. The knockout punch a lot of people don't know about is this area right here across the side of the neck. It'll the vagal ganglia, the vagal basal response will just knock somebody out, cut the blood flow off to the head temporarily, and it will stun them and knock them out. I've got videos that show it. That's not to be unleashed if somebody takes a parking spot. I would like it would be when a imminent threat is there, like an edged weapon or a gun or something like that, or a pitchfork. Who knows? And then ultimately, God is in charge of what happens or doesn't happen. He's in control of everything. So when I ride the motorcycle, there's a lot of ways that I can drive. I can go virtually anywhere. I can go across town. I could go across the country. However, I like to stay pretty close to home now because that's where I've got my my stuff to ride out whatever storm is on its way. The calm before the storm, remember Trump talking about this could be the calm before the storm? It was meant to be a point. It was meant to suggest that there's trouble coming. Hello. It came, and it's getting worse. That's why this is an emergency broadcast. You can share it if you like. I'm going to share something else with you too. If you go to my main 2 playlists, my Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars playlist, you could scroll through. If my channel is taken down, that playlist goes away to people. AI still knows about it, where it is. However, it won't be accessible. If you like any of those videos in there, they become your liked videos. If you want to put them in a playlist that you share, then you can do that. You can put, it could be your truth playlist or allegedly truth or whatever you want to call it. That's fine with me. But then you can share it. And I want to help raise up other people that are willing to go ahead and expose the truth. And I've met a lot of those people and talked to them, and they help share information to me that ends up going into my research library. And like I say, my research library is not just a YouTube playlist. You would have to follow it all over. It's the digital footprint or the trail that I put out there, and then if you travel that, then you'll find associated information, and it may be that your tailored search results that are unique to you because of who you are and what you do and what you will do or what the system thinks you'll do. It's cutting out again. So maybe, but anyway, thanks so much for it. This is Robert Forsch with The Truth Everything. Like I say, if you think I have something or have something wrong, you can please be respectful if you choose to. I do delete some comments. Pornography, spamming on my stuff, I'll take away. And I exercise the freedom to remove comments that I deem are inappropriate. So you can take that for what it is, but you can put links to information you believe that I should know about. You could call me privately, talk to me personally if you want. Keep in mind, all our communications to everybody is being tracked, traced, databased, and then a threat assessment is attached to that. That's just how it works. That's how it is. That's how I found it. They're not just watching me and you, they're watching everybody. Who are they? Well, Satan and the Most High God and the artificial intelligence that's doing a lot of damage and a lot of benefit. The same system I'm exposing as harmful has benevolent applications, and I acknowledge those. I would like to maximize those. And when Elon says with artificial intelligence, we're summoning the demon, got the sound bites, you can hear them. There's many occurrences of that out there. You can hashtag AI, hashtag Elon Musk. That's all fine. We've got technology right now that's suppressed energy technology that disassociates the hydrogen and oxygen at extremely low energy consumption, and so we could clean and power the world with water. Not just hydroelectric as in water movement, but at the molecular level, and then recombined through Bloom Energy type fuel cell technology. Hashtag Stanley Meyer and HHO. And then there's serial effect generator, magnet motor type generators that can operate in the back of a Tesla vehicle or any other electric vehicle and charge it up. That's why when I sent my playlist out to Oshkosh Truck, and Oshkosh Truck creates many diesel electric propulsion systems. So their heavy military vehicles have a diesel generator that creates tremendous amount of electricity and drives electric motors to drive itself, or it could power a hospital, or provide electricity to fill a water tower up, and more. So anyway, I've sent that playlist to them, and many of the military-industrial complex, the alphabet agencies, thousands and thousands of tweets to the world leaders and the medical, military, industrial, financial, industrial complexes. All of them. It's what I do. I love it. I love to do what I do. And one of the reasons I'll use the motorcycle to get around on is because it's so much more economical. I get between 50 and 60 miles to the gallon with that. I'm more vulnerable, but I'm okay. I enjoy the ride. I'm enjoying my life for the most part. I'm way happier than, I'm gonna flip it around for this part. I'm way happier than I thought I would be under the circumstances. The impending worldwide collapse of life as we know it, and family issues that aren't quite as favorable as I'd like, and with friends and family and all that. However, God provides. He provides peace. When I was born again, He gave me a passion, purpose, an eternal perspective, the power to do what I previously couldn't do, the pleasure to enjoy it all, even though it's not popular, because the truth isn't popular. It's not based on popular opinion. It's simply the reality of the situation, the circumstances. So I'm aware of tragic circumstances all around the world. Not all of them, just many of them. And I'm doing my best to expose the truth about that. The weather modification, the people modification, and the control of humanity in a very dark sense. So my phone is overheating, and I'm going to have to go now. This is Robert Porsche with the truth about everything. Thank you so much for tuning in, liking, sharing as you do. Alrighty. Thank you so much.